A term coined by Mark Twain in the early 1900s used to boil down the technological advances, political and social reforms, and economic growth, the Gilded Age. Or in other words, Mark Twain would describe the era as glittering on the surface but corrupt underneath. Urbanization and conditions of the city. Rapid urbanization. Urbanization is the increase in the amount of people living and working in a city or metropolitan area, also known as an urban sprawl. Urbanization was a result of the industrial era, more factories, thus more demand of labor work. The appeal of the abundance of jobs for low-skilled work, cheap housing, and a better lifestyle resulted in millions of immigrants flooding to America in the unprepared cities. According to the site learner.org, the shift from farm to city was 30% of the population, 30 million people. Problems that arose. Negative effects of the rapid urbanization include pollution, increased crime rates, pressure on water and food, disease, corruption, etc. Families that came to America faced many hardships as they navigated the new life from farm to city or even being from an entirely new country. Conditions of the city. The overcrowding in the cities led to devastating effects to not only the people but the cities themselves. The pressure on the water and the food supply resulted in starvation and death. Disease contributed to the death rates as well, spreading fast with a lack of water as many found it difficult to bathe, find uncontaminated drinking water, plumbing, etc. Transportation posed another problem as the increase in people led to an overall inefficiency and inconvenience. Many took to the streets as a means of getting around, however things like trash, waste pollution, litter, the air, and the ground. This added to the overall lack of sanitation. Housing. Cheap housing was one of the factors used to lure immigrants to America. Limited space resulted in the building of tenements designed for building up instead of out. Tenements were often run down and built in slums created to fit mass quantities of people, however often were tight and uncomfortable living spaces. Water being lacking resulted in the sanitation of the tenements slim to none, creating, as stated by Objective 2.6, urbanization, horrible stench, and disease to spread rampant. Immigrants were subjected to this lifestyle as they are part of the working class and prejudiced throughout the city. Reform. The Progressive Era was a period during the Gilded Age aimed at political and social reform. According to Florida University Press Scholarship, progressives aimed for reform during the rapid urbanization, one of which they advocated was for clean living movement. This movement helped encourage the urgency of the public's health. Progressives, according to OhioHistoryCentral.org, states, progressive organized settlement houses in urban areas to provide help for immigrants in the urban poor, stating that they supported laws that would improve living conditions and also laws that would end corruption and diminish party bosses' power. While the progressives contributed to the many urban reforms placed upon the cities, it ultimately failed in completely ending poverty and all the problems urbanization brought, however, it provided significant change to the lives of many.